During this short video, we'll introduce you into how Core Insight Enterprise can better help your organization manage security risk. Let's focus in on the output of a standard network scanner. Here you can see that the scanner is generating a report that has 3 vulnerability categories. Typically, organizations focus in on the red or most critical vulnerabilities. What many organizations have come to understand is that using vulnerability count and asset criticality are not good measures of risk assessment of your organization. This approach limits the understanding of risk to that single system and does not take into account the context, all the other systems, and the vulnerabilities they bring into play for understanding the true risk to your network. It is important to consider that hackers use the approach of finding a series of weak systems, regardless of their criticality, to achieve their end objective: access to your critical data. Let's log into Insight and show you how you can prioritize your remediation process directly to the risk your organization is facing. Insight provides the ability to log in with different types of roles. What we're currently looking at now is the primary CISO dashboard. From the CISO dashboard, you can see the current state of security within your organization. One of Insight's unique capabilities is to show vulnerability data in 3 basic modes: scan, simulate, and live test. We are currently viewing data in scan mode. As you can see, in scan mode, everything looks like a high priority vulnerability. Let's go ahead and select simulate. Notice that the asset tree map changes significantly. That's because in simulate, you're looking at the risk profile from an attacker actually trying to break into your environment. And what Insight is actually doing is tying together a series of systems to represent a simulated attack on your organization. The next and optional step in the Insight process is to do a live test. So let's go ahead and select live test, and you can immediately see that live test further refines and focuses your organization on those key vulnerable assets. As part of the live test process, what actually happens is Insight goes out to those vulnerable systems that are deployed and validates that those exploits actually exist on those systems. Not only does Insight let you view your overall risk posture through the asset tree map, you can actually go into the product and select specific areas of interest. One of the key areas of interest is the goals. The goals are the target system that most hackers would try to access, like your healthcare information, your credit cards, or other key assets in your organization. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the goals of credit card risk. So over the last couple months, this organization has made a concerted effort to reduce risk in credit cards. As you can see, the trend line is showing a steady decline in overall risk for credit cards. In addition, if you take a look at the other risks in the organization, they've actually been increasing. So it might be time to switch resources away from credit card risk and move towards another key asset in your organization. The key point is that a company can now focus specifically on one or multiple types of risk and measure them exclusively over time. Let's go ahead and shift our view away from credit cards and towards another hot critical area in the network. Simply select the red critical assets in your organization and drill down into the blocks. What you come to is the campaign that actually runs the attack simulation inside of Insight. So let's go ahead and select the attack path and take a look at how we can focus your remediation efforts. As you can see is the attack path that a hacker would take into your environment and ultimately gaining access to your key systems. In addition, at each point in the attack path, you can drill down on the system or asset and find out what were the key vulnerabilities that enabled that hacker to use that particular system as a pivot point or a jumping point to other systems in the network. The final area we'll review is reporting. Insight provides a comprehensive set of reports that can help you and your team focus in on what really matters. Let's take a quick look at the executive report. The executive report clearly identifies the key assets, the risk associated with them, and any change since the last time the report has been run. The second page of the executive report provides more information on the actual risks associated with the key goal areas. In this way, your organization can be better suited to address these new and ever-evolving threats.